Hi, you're listening to Meeple, uniting players from around the world. I am PJ.
And I'm Gareth.
And on today's episode, elevate your gameplay. Bling your board games. Gareth, do you bling your board games?
I bling some of my board games.
Tell the truth.
It would get... No, I bling quite a fair amount of board games. Kickstarters also bling board games for me. But I do end up buying some of my own bling to make them look even more beautiful.
Yep. And that's what we want to talk about today is what games do you do that for? Why do you do it? Is it worth doing? These are all good questions.
Yeah, it's a good question. Have I blinged anything that I regret? But I'll now think about that for the end of the show. Blinging can be everything from, I think we can talk about, tokens, coins, meeples, bags, playmats, where you buy them from.
Yeah. Do you back in terms of Kickstarter, do you back the deluxe version that's upgraded, or do you just the base game,
Deluxe.
Nearly every time. Thank you. Yeah. So this is going to be an exciting conversation because there's a lot to talk about. And you and I have attacked this topic in very different ways.
Should I start with an example?
Yeah, why don't you get us started? So
I wandered around the games room and I was looking for things that mean upgraded. And so I was looking at the games, looking at the shelves. There's so many different things I've upgraded for different reasons. So, I'll pick on one. I've just finished sticking all of the stickers onto Everdell minis, which I think is 3 hours of my weekends.
But that is a commitment.
That was a commitment and actually quite therapeutic. But
good.
I think that obviously they came with a Kickstarter, but recently, after getting hold of the deluxe copy of Wonderland's War onto Etsy, which is where, if you want to get some upgrades, it's a good place to start. And purchased some stickers for the custom meeples in Wonderland's War, which came from the US. So it took a couple of weeks to get here, but it was £8, I think, or so for some really nice sheet of stickers, which has just now finished that game off. So not only is it painted, not only have I got all the deluxe funky minis, even the meeples have got stickers on them. This just makes them look so much more beautiful.
No, they really do. So here's a question. You ordered them off Etsy and they came from the US.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I have to tell my story, even though it was not something I planned. So I bought the stickers for the cat meeples in Isle of Cats.
Ooh,
off Etsy, and it came from Czechoslovakia.
Connecting board game components all around the world. See, it doesn't matter.
Right? You and I are the bridge across the pond. That's just how this is going to work.
With our giant battleship.
Right.
Yeah, I think the quality, again, it's those things you see the pictures, but the reviews and ratings I trust. And they came and they were awesome, really well, could readjust. But that's the one I jumped out first, was that, I end up buying stickers. And there's a set of stickers which I've now found they sold, which I wished I'd bought. Obsession stickers.
Oh, yeah.
They do really nice stickers for them. And
you can get them on Etsy.
Yeah, it wasn't until after my parcel arrived I went, I wonder what else they sell. Oh, I could have saved myself some shipping. So there is there's the plug for Obsession. Yep. So that's done again.
There's the plug.
And so that's I started with stickers. So what sort of things have you invested or blinged?
So I think the next one I'm going to talk about, we're going to stick with Etsy for a moment since we brought it up. I recently purchased at the beginning of this year. Now we've talked about Obsession, which I'm still debating whether to get those stickers.
Yes.
But is our other personal favorite, you and I, and that's Nemesis.
Ooh, what did you upgrade?
Wait, do you see this? So I upgraded the engines. They were 3D printed and they have a metallic finish on them. And they came from Lobens, Poland. And look at these bad boys.
The photograph so our viewers can see, but they are beautiful.
Right. right?
Yeah. So if you've seen the core game, just some pieces of cardboard, aren't they? Two colors. So
They
how
are.
do you play? Whether they're damaged or whether do you still draw or
You do. Okay, so you do. The cool thing about these 3D is there's a slot here in the bottom. So you take the cardboard tiles damaged and working and you slide them in there. So if you go to check the engine status, you look and whatever is facing up, that's its status.
love it.
So if you want to change it, then you just slide it out and
It's
so
been
forth.
written down. I need some
And
bling.
all three of them, they have you can see
Yeah.
they've got the slots. They're so beautiful. And I've posted some pictures. One time we played Nemesis. I posted it on my Instagram account so that you could see them. And the cool thing is so I placed the order and the artist gets back to me and he goes, do you want them with claw marks or without?
With claw marks.
Of course. Yes. They're even numbered, right? So not only the shape of the physical engines, the number is printed on the side. So you can see 2, engine 1, engine 2. So you know exactly where they go. There's no doubt about it. And they're worthy. The hardest part was getting them through customs in the US. So when I was tracking them, and the artist was great, got them out quickly, right? It was like I think it's Lobens. I'm probably mispronouncing it. It went from Lobens to Warsaw. Then it made it over to New York and it sat in customs for weeks.
Wow. What, just stuck?
And I don't know. I don't know. This was January of 22 this year. So there shouldn't have been any hold up, but that's my favorite Etsy purchase upgrade.
Another
I love them.
I think about Etsy. So 2.2 points. One is so Zolkin. I purchased some mini temples, so Chichen Itza and the other ones I can't remember, but they look great on top. And then the other thing I'm thinking about is like Terraforming Mars as a point. There was loads of people who were selling upgraded parts, and then they did the Kickstarter. And then obviously you could get them from them. I wonder how much of an impact that had on those people producing those parts, or do people still buy the ones off Etsy? So yeah, Etsy's a good place to start.
Etsy's a great place for upgrades. I don't have them to show you because I'm still waiting for them. I ordered 2 3D printed astronauts, 25 millimeter, and we'll prime them and paint them for far away.
Oh wow! Send me a link.
Instead of the little cardboard astronauts, we can actually have. Yeah.
Oh yeah. See. Yep. So that's anything else about? I mean, Etsy's one source. I mean, there's others like in the UK we have Board Game Extras or BG Extras. They're local to me on the south coast, but they sell meeples, but screen printed of different styles and tokens and trains. Right through, I guess it's Meeple Source in the US.
Meeple Source, which partners with Stonemeyer Games, out of St. Louis, and then there's Board Game Geek. They have those Geek Up bits.
Yes, which I've not bought. I mean, I have bought. I mean, it's more of a board. We've got board game trays from there, like rubber.
So, a couple things we've bought from them. I have some here, and that's Newton, right? I've got the upgraded plastic coins here. Just little, because they're like the Geek Ups are all like plastic. But I also got the potions here for you. You can see that.
Nice.
Little translucent and kind of. So these are pretty cool. We've also upgraded the workers for Orléans as Geek Up
to capsules or to the circles.
They're plastic circles instead of the little cardboard.
My Orléans has got wooden meeples in it.
Oh,
the original Kickstarter.
That is bulky though, very bulky.
Yeah, but it's nice.
It is. I bet it is. So that's one. The other one I did was Twilight Struggle. Like everything's plastic. You can get
they're
on
wooden chits, aren't they?
They're plastic chits.
Nice.
They went from all the influence tokens for the Soviets and the Americans, all that's upgraded to plastic pieces, and it is amazing.
Yeah, those. I mean, for us, it's the shipping. They need to get somebody over in Europe or in the UK who can bring them over and dodge the VAT and all the other crazy price impacts.
That is a problem.
Think about other games. So it's Orléans. So I also thought about bags. So Orléans, I've got custom bags, which came off a website which I think used to be called Art Cows, but I don't think they do it anymore. But Art Cows, about 5 or maybe 7 years ago, you go on, it was a Chinese site, and they had 200, 300 different designs of bags for pretty much any board game. So you say, I want this board game, I want these bags, and they basically had custom print, and we had Castles of Burgundy, we had Orléans, and they're really nice. But when I looked recently, they look like they've stopped doing custom prints. So, but yeah, storage bags is the other bit. I've done that in various places.
You know what I like about Maple Source? It's great that they have that partnership with Stonemaier. So one of the ones I want to talk about is Wingspan.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've played Wingspan, you know that on your player mat you have just these generic cubes in a color, but now you can get like these beautiful birds,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they have so many birds. We picked up. My wife wanted the ruby-throated hummingbird, so she got that. I got the violet-backed starling simply because it's purple.
Nice.
That way I can still play purple.
And can you buy
but
one
have
at a time?
birds.
Or do you have to buy a whole bag?
You can buy a whole bag,
Mm-hmm.
which is, I think, it's 8 or the 10 or whatever you need. You can buy individuals. They have a sampler where you can buy in bulk one of everyone in the line. I don't know why you would need that, but you could do that if you
Mm-hmm.
wanted to. And that's really cool. So I really enjoy that. Maple Source is just amazing. I mean, so this is $8 for, the birds that you need. And they make great stocking stuffers at Christmas time.
Good idea.
Yeah, Or, like if you've got some family members who are like, what do I get you for Christmas? You can send them to links to Maple Source and say, pick me up a little pack of whatever bird. I don't care, I know they've got the pelican. And so the brown pelican is the state bird of the state of Louisiana, where I'm from. And so I really want to get a set of those. I might not play purple for that game, just so I can represent my home state while playing Wingspan.
Nice.
So,
They do look nice. I fancy. Yeah, I fancy some of those. I mean, there's loads of Wingspan stuff. I mean, Wingspan comes with pretty good components anyway, but it's everything from first player markers through to what's it called? The food, the dice nesting box.
Oh yeah,
that one has got a lot of upgrades on
it really does.
Same sites. There's a game when I was looking downstairs. So there's Dune that comes with standard cubes as your troops, cardboard tokens as the factions, and then they released the deluxe upgrade kit. Whereas again, I'd been looking potentially at the ones on Etsy. So in the end, I went with the ones which they provided. But and another box. That not only was an upgrade, it was a full, here's a box, here's all the new components, which now needs painting. So there's that. I think I was looking at else in my collection. Western Legends. So here's the core game, and now we've got pretty much everything. I mean, there's a big box coming, but they've got all the buildings have now been added to the game. So many different ways to just take cash.
There are more ways than I can count. So last year at Gen Con, my wife saw Arch Ravels by XYZ Games. And the guy was doing I guess it was a demo. It wasn't a playthrough. It was kind of like he was talking about it. And I could tell right away. The theme was perfect. It has a game tray for the components. It's all about crocheting and knitting. My wife is loving that. So I could see this gleam in her eye. So one of the upgrades, I told his partner who was off to the side while he was doing the demonstration, I was like, I'm going to go ahead and get a copy of that. I'd also like to get the upgraded neoprene mat. But my favorite part, the best upgrade of all, is they come with these plastic bowls that you keep your yarn tokens in. So you upgrade to these beautiful wooden bowls.
Nice, lovely.
And if for any of you listeners who do any crocheting and work with yarn, you know that a ball has like this, it's got this loop here. It's so that you have your yarn in the bowl, like for real, right? The yarn, that way you can work with it and it just comes out. And that's what this little thing here on the side is for. And so, I mean, the detail and the attention in this game and this component, it's just this beautiful finished wood bowl. And it just stores the components. And I'm like, I'm going to take that.
Are those custom for the game, or can you buy those anywhere for yarn?
These are custom for the game. Yeah, nice. You wouldn't use this. This is too small for actual yarn crocheting. Someone's going to listen and go, PJ said it wrong.
Yeah, crochet.
But it's crocheting, I believe it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one of my favorite upgrades. It's one of my favorite tales because it's very rare that I see that look in my wife's eye when we're looking at board games. And I'm like, oh my God, 2 of our hobbies have just merged. I must get the upgrades. So yeah, that's my next one. What else you got?
I don't know where this counts. Roll and writes, maybe roll and writes, flip and writes, we call it. So we often upgrade and we laminate the sheets. Mm-hmm. But then I became obsessed about finding the perfect marker for writing on laminated sheets. So obviously you can buy dry wipes, but they're quite chunky and quite thick.
Right. Yep.
There's a range of fine liners that are you can dry wipe, as in you can wet wipe them. Mm-hmm. They are my favorite. So yeah, we've got a whole drawer of special pens, different dry wipes, and we laminate everything. But I think, is that an upgrade? I'm going to take it as an upgrade. I've upgraded the paper to be plastic.
So what I'm going to say is that it's in keeping with elevating your gameplay.
Yeah, that's allowed. Yeah, it was a bit loose. I was like, yes, there's a lot of stuff down here that we've laminated. I guess to make the game last longer.
Yep.
But also it just makes it easier. I quite like we end up taking a load of sheets, a load of pens, pack them in a box. You can leave the boxes behind and take that game anywhere.
Exactly. No, I totally agree with that. I think it counts. You were inspired by Twilight Inscription, were you not?
Oh, yeah. I went out and found some better pens. Yes.
You did. Now, are you using those new upgraded purchases?
I am.
Are you using them for all your other games?
Oh, no.
Or are you just using it?
They're in Twilight Inscriptions box.
Okay.
They are more messy. Because they are slightly chalkier, but they are very fine compared to the core game. So they're like fine liners, if you like.
I love it. I love it,
and they're bright orange. What have you got?
Which is great. So I talked about, and I also have to make a correction. This will be the first correction that Meeple to Meeple will make. I told you in our episode Canvases of Color that the O Brother expansion to Stuff Fables was painted and ready to play.
Oh no. Lies.
No.
Cross the internet. They're not painted.
They're partially painted.
Well, that kind of counts.
And they're not
I don't think anyone's going to hold you to it.
And they're not ready to go. But so PJ, why are you bringing this up now? I'm bringing it up because what I have in front of me are upgrades that I purchased. All of the components, and I purchased this through Top Shelf Gamer.
Yeah,
another
on my list. Yeah.
So in Stuff Fables, you're playing a stuffed animal, right? And you're trying to protect your human that owns you. And instead of taking health, you have stuffing, right? And it used to be little cardboard stuffing, but instead we've got upgraded to these little fuzzy kind of cotton balls.
Basically a Christmas decoration.
So, okay, sure. But it's actual stuffing for your minis. And
are they health? Is it health?
They're health.
Brilliant.
Yes. And then there's these beautiful translucent plastic hearts, which are like charms in the game. And then the game also has buttons. And so they've upgraded these beautiful big plastic buttons instead of little cheap cardboard.
I did that
buttons.
to Patchwork Patchwork
we did that too.
got
Yeah.
buttons, blue buttons.
So that's exciting. And then there's like for clues, like I mean they bling this out. There's these magnifying glasses to indicate clues in the game, and these.
And did you buy these individually, or was there a pack you could buy?
This was a whole pack. It was like an upgrade pack for Stuffed Fables. And so, and it came with a really nice foam insert too. So that they make. And, so I've got the insert, got the upgrade, and now almost all of Stuffed Fables is painted. Oh Brother is in the process. So
that's a game I haven't played. Sounds quite good.
It's good.
Yeah. It's 2-player?
It's 2 to 4.
Plays okay at 2?
It plays really well at 2.
Does it?
It's super cute. It's actually got, so when you play a scenario, there's for those of our listeners who are parents, there's talking points for you to talk with your children about the content of the scenario that you, because it's designed for you to play with your kids.
Yeah, it's really good.
Because the whole idea of Stuffed Fables is that the little girl in the core game, the little girl has, I don't know, because I'm not a parent yet, but when the child goes from her baby bed or crib to her first big girl bed is what they call it in the game. Mm-hmm. And so it's her first night sleeping alone in this new bed. And so so you play that with your child, and you can talk about dreams and nightmares and, how to approach them and what do they mean. And it's really cool. This is a unique game. They've done an amazing job. And it was published by Plaid Hat Games. So go them. Epic.
It's noted it down.
Yep.
One of the most expensive upgrades I think I generally see are coins. So I guess there's games that come with metal coins included, or there's games that you end up upgrading to. And then there's a whole aftermarket of other games, or other coins to say. I mean, there's Kickstarters for coins. And if you go to any games convention, there's so much choice, whether it's medieval coins, whether it's Roman coins, whether it's fantasy coins. I mean, Garfield Games has coins for whether it's the Western Kingdom or it's the Northern Seas.
North Seas,
yeah.
North Seas, yeah.
The North, yeah. And I was thinking, you've also got coin capsules you mentioned earlier. So we've put some coin capsules around, I think, Arkham Horror, the card game. So easier to, again, protect stuff, which I think people did originally on the Orleans as well. So, yeah, do you upgrade every time on coins? I've stopped, if I'm honest with you. It gets a bit expensive.
Yep. Yeah, we don't upgrade everything. So what we've done, and I wanted to ask you about this because it kind of ties into metal coins. What about poker chips?
It's next on my list. I've just written. Yeah, that's fine. I think it's linked. So we often use Roxley, the ones for brass.
The iron clays or whatever they're called.
Iron clays. So we've got a box of those spare. So they sell them separately, and they're really nice. So they often, in fact, I see that quite a lot if I go to games conventions. People have a box of those on the table.
Yep.
They're just really nice weights, really well made.
So last Christmas, my wife got me a set of poker chips from Board Game Geek on their store. So we got Lords of Vegas and all the upgrades through the Kickstarter. Because we love that game. Our gaming group, when we get together, we love to play Lords of Vegas. And so the poker chips are perfect. Well, we didn't have enough. It was like we felt like we were making change. We were running out of things. And so, so we bought a few more, and we got a metal carrying case. You see it. Everybody got it for their poker chips. The beauty is that you could theoretically use that for every game.
Yeah.
Right. Instead of metal coins, instead of the cardboard coins, you could just use the poker chips. And we do, not always because we forget that they're down on the shelf, but it's just convenient to have it and it's in a carry case, so you can just take it with,
I did the same. We got the box, those clays. I've got all of the the Stegmaier upgrade resources in my little trays, which we talked about in episode 16. I think it was 16, yeah. Which again, because they're slightly out of sight, I play the game and go, oh yeah, we should have put those upgraded components in. So it gets too expensive to add them in individually. What other
about,
games gone?
Yeah, I was going to ask. So what about like resources? Back to Stonemaier again. We upgraded the resources for Scythe, right? So it's the oil and the steel and the food. They're like resin and metal, and they're really beautiful. But I know you can upgrade resources in a lot of different games. Is that something you choose to upgrade as well?
We've got those drawers where I've got maybe 30 different resources. So everything for stuff like horror, Arkham Horror kind of games. So brains and blood vials to corn to metals to energy power units to uranium. So it pretty much covers, I guess, some of the core themes. Yep. As I say, remembering to get them and put them on the game board.
That's a fair point.
And again, in the last 5 years compared to 10 years ago, games now come mostly with deluxe components. Where
that is true.
Think when those came out, they were at the beginning of games who became much more popular and much more blinged.
The last thing that we upgraded in Scythe was the factory. So we got the 3D printed.
Nice.
Yeah. Got the 3D printed factory. We picked this up. This was cheap at Gen Con, the Meeple Source booth. This is really cool. Problem is that this does not fit in the box. With that big fancy insert we got and the legendary box, I can't fit this. So
you need to put that on the shelf and then forget that you've got it.
Well, actually,
or put a piece of paper in the box that says, "Do not forget your backstreet."
Here's what's happened. We put it on the shelf, and then we're like, "What game do we want to play tonight?" And we see this on the shelf, and we're like,
"Nice,
we should play Scythe because we haven't in a while." So it's like seeing the factory is the reminder of playing Scythe.
It's the prompt.
As if the giant box that takes up the calyx isn't enough.
Yeah, that's a bigger box.
I need a little factory.
That's a bigger box. Think about 3D printing. Would you buy a 3D printer? Because, I mean, most of the STI files are available. There's a lot of stuff on Etsy is just 3D printer. There's plenty of apps now where you can just go and scan things and make 3D. Have you ever thought about it?
You're asking me, and while you're asking, no one can see me but you, but I'm hemming and hawing over here going, no. It's still a little cost prohibitive right now. I don't know.
You can have a bank of them in your basement, and you can start making your own range. PJs, awesome blinged out board game accessories. There's a business title for you.
God.
Meeple to Meeple board game accessories.
So maybe if we can get backers to help us fund a 3D printer, we could do a Meeple to Meeple.
Yeah, thing.
Sure.
I don't quite know what we need, but
I have no idea.
But it always looks like something that you need to do a lot of research on. And I start looking and go, this is just too hard. And you got to find somewhere that's out of the way, that's not going to get knocked, so it doesn't happen.
That's true. So the last one that I have on my table is we purchased the upgraded components for Lost Ruins of Arnak. What did you upgrade? Because it comes with quite nice components already. It does. So we upgraded the meeples.
Yeah.
So we didn't add stickers to them. They're wood cut and they're, I guess, it's screen printed on.
Screen printed.
And they have different poses.
Yeah.
As you can see. We also upgraded the gold coins to wooden coins. And
nice.
And the compasses as well. Mm-hmm. So there are no more cardboard.
So you've got complete wooden component.
Yes.
Or plastic.
With the exception of the tiles and stuff.
Yeah.
The sites and everything are cardboard, but everything else we've upgraded. All the resources and the meeples are upgraded, and Yeah, I mean, we really love it. Whereas, unfortunately, so what they did was you get two, right? So you have each one of these, you have two of them, whatever your color is.
Meeples.
Yeah, and there's one of the expedition leaders that gets a third meeple, and like I think it's like this just generic gray one. So what they do is they send you an extra. So like in the green one, for example, I have 3. So if you want to play that character, you have to play green. So yeah, which is fine.
No, but nobody wants to play green.
I know a lot of people that want to play
just blue. Blue's the only color matters. Or purple.
And
or
purple and blue.
Purple and blue. Yep. Just the one more I just thought of, which was one of the first things we upgraded, was Love Letter. So Love Letter comes with little red cubes, and we changed them to little red hearts.
You did not.
And it makes such a difference. It does.
I think it's
beautiful. It's beautiful. Little red hearts. I just popped in my head. You were talking about Arnak, and I was like, yeah, Love Letter.
That is nice.
Little red hearts. So that's my list done. I guess
me too.
I mean, none of it you really need. It just makes things a bit like our episode about board game storage and board game rooms, and it's all nice to have. But it does elevate the board game and blings it out. If anyone's
I think the takeaway. To be fair, the takeaway is that you don't like you just said, you don't have to do any of this, right? The whole point of this episode is elevating your gameplay. Do you do it or not? None of this is necessary, but I think everything we talked about does in fact elevate our gameplay and makes a difference in the experience. And they're all positive. I don't think, you were supposed to report at the end of this episode. Is there anything you regretted? Have you upgraded or blinged anything that you've come to regret? Yeah.
The cogs are whirring. I'm now thinking, has there been?
I wish people could see you right now, the look in your face. I think you're going to hurt yourself.
I think because it is extra money, I think I'm always quite cautious. But I will take that away and have a look.
Yeah.
I don't know. Think of any.
I don't know if you feel this way. So I think what happens is I see an upgrade or a Kickstarter comes out. Oh, you got one.
Go on, like you finish and then I'll.
So a Kickstarter comes out and it has a deluxe version and I choose not to, right? I let the budget win out. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to, because ultimately, like we said, none of this matters. I'm not going to do it. Or I pass on it and then later I get it. So I start with the no, I'm not going to, but then in the end I do it. So
I say it's the coins these days. I don't back the coins. The one I just thought of was there's a few games that I've bought the wooden storage solution for. So one that crosses my mind is I spent quite a bit of money on a nice Tricarian storage solution from somewhere. And of course, 2 or 3 years later, big box, and I can see the Tricarian wooden box on my shelf in the corner of my eye. So I think there's a couple where I've bought wooden storage and then the game's been upgraded with a big box, which I ended up adding to my collection. So that's that's the one that I guess is a watch out, because
what I've learned is when I buy a Stonemaier game and there's a box solution,
I'm looking at you.
I wait. Yes, I wait. I am not going to buy anything until I see what Jamie's going to come up with in his team, because they inevitably legendary box for Scythe, the wine crate for Viticulture, the nesting box for Wingspan. Jamie's like, all this free advertisement. Ooh.
A lot of cardboard.
Yeah. Lots of cardboard.
Okay. It's been
there's so much more, but I'm exhausted.
So we need to photographs of all the things you've been showing. We need to listeners, if there's any games that you think we've missed, like what is the upgrades or things that make a game more elevated? Let us know in the comments. Drop us a message.
Yep. Or share your favorite upgraded.
And we will find it and hunt it down.
Yes.
So thank you, PJ. It's been a pleasure as ever.
Thank you. Absolutely.
Forward to the next episode.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely, my friend.
Cheers.
Love
See you
you.
later.
Take care. All
Bye
right.
bye.
Bye.